What if a broken watch could speak with the voice of someone you thought you had lost forever? What if the most unexpected stranger in your life, someone the world overlooked, was the very person who brought you back to your own heart? Stay with me, because this story will keep you hooked until the end, and I promise it's one you'll never forget. If you love stories that touch the soul and remind us of the hidden miracles in ordinary lives, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because what you're about to hear could change how you see people forever. The rain poured hard against the city streets, bouncing off cracked pavements and flickering neon signs. On the corner of a jewelry store that had closed years ago, a man crouched under a cardboard sheet, trying to keep his young daughter warm. His name was Daniel. Once, he had been a skilled watchmaker, but life had stripped him of his shop, his home, and his wife, leaving him with nothing but his little girl, Emma, and a toolkit he guarded like treasure. Daniel was homeless now, invisible to most. Every day was a fight to feed Emma, to keep her from shivering at night. He hid his pain behind gentle smiles, telling her stories of stars and time, making her laugh even when his stomach ached with hunger. That same rainy evening, a sleek black car pulled up just across the street. From it stepped a woman who seemed untouched by the storm. Tall, elegant, dressed in a tailored coat, she walked with the confidence of someone who owned the ground beneath her. Her name was Isabella Sinclair, CEO of one of the biggest corporations in the city, and heiress to a legacy of power and wealth. But what no one knew was that beneath her flawless exterior, Isabella carried a wound deeper than wealth could ever heal. Her father, Richard Sinclair, had passed away 2 years ago. He had been her anchor, the one person who reminded her to be more than just a ruthless businesswoman. Since his death, Isabella had become colder, harder, burying herself in work, pushing away anyone who dared to get too close. That night, as she walked briskly to a dinner meeting, she paused. Her wristwatch, a family heirloom her father had given her, suddenly stopped ticking. Frustration clouded her face. It wasn't just a watch, it was her last tie to him. She pressed the glass, shook it, but nothing worked. Her eyes scanned the street, and that's when she saw Daniel. Soaked, shivering, with a little girl curled beside him. She might have walked past, like everyone else did, but then she noticed the small, worn-out toolkit by his side. Something about it made her stop. She stepped closer, her heels clicking sharply. Daniel looked up, startled. For a moment, their worlds collided, one of polished wealth, the other of battered survival. "Can you fix watches?" Isabella asked, her voice clipped but curious. Daniel blinked, then nodded slowly. "I can fix anything that tells time." His voice was steady, though inside he feared she'd scoff at the idea of trusting a homeless man. Without a word, she slipped the watch off her wrist and handed it to him. Daniel's hands trembled slightly as he held it. He recognized craftsmanship like this, delicate gears, timeless design. His fingers moved with instinct, guided by memory and skill. Emma watched her father with wide, trusting eyes. She knew when he worked with watches, he seemed to come alive, as if the world disappeared and all that remained was the rhythm of ticking hearts. Minutes passed, the rain softening to a drizzle. Finally, Daniel adjusted the crown, tightened a tiny screw, and closed the back. He held the watch gently, almost reverently, before handing it back. "It should work now," he murmured. Isabella slipped it onto her wrist and listened. The ticking resumed. Relief washed over her, but then something happened that made her breath catch. When she pressed the side button, the watch chimed, not just with sound, but with a voice recording she had never heard before. Her father's voice. "Bella," it said warmly, "if you're hearing this, remember, time is precious. Don't waste it on things that don't matter. And never forget, you are loved." Her knees almost gave out. She hadn't heard that voice in years. Tears blurred her vision as she clutched the watch to her chest. How did you?" she stammered. Daniel looked just as surprised. "I only fixed the mechanism. Whatever was inside, it was already there." For the first time in years, Isabella felt something break inside her icy shell. She turned toward Daniel, her sharp tone softening. She saw not a beggar, but a man with dignity, skill, and a child who clung to him with love. Emma smiled shyly at her, holding out a small, broken toy. "Can you fix this too, Daddy?" she whispered, as if reminding Isabella that this man wasn't just a stranger, he was someone's whole world. Isabella's heart tightened. She knelt in front of Emma. "You have a very special dad," she said softly. Then she looked at Daniel again, seeing the quiet strength in his eyes. That night changed everything. Isabella didn't walk away. Instead, she sat with them, listening to Daniel's story, the shop he lost, the wife who passed, the fight to keep Emma safe. Every word pierced her heart. For once, Isabella